So we just got back from Texas a few days ago and we bought a ton of awesome gear. We did a private deal in Houston, we did a bunch of shopping all over Dallas, and we did the Dallas Guitar Show. And that means we brought in all kinds of fun stuff. So today we're doing a classic fresh finds and we're gonna show you some of the gear we found while in Texas. So we're gonna start here. This stuff is from a private deal we did in Houston. We got 3 guitars. There's actually one more, which was a Fender Japan Contemporary Strat, but that ended up getting traded away. So we are left with these 3. It's absolute chaos right now in the showroom. We have like all of our gear from the gigs we were just doing and all kinds of other fun stuff. Literally in like a week or 2, we're doing this guitar show in Sarasota. So it doesn't make sense to like put everything back up. So we're gonna leave some stuff in cases ready to go for that show. And then once we get back from that, everything will be set up and it'll be business as usual here. We'll get this all cleaned up soon, but we want to get the shot so you guys can see while it's all here before everything starts going away. As actually, I'll point out, a lot of stuff already has gone away. Starting here, got a gorgeous Gibson 90th anniversary J-45. This one is from, what is it, 1986, I think? Serial number dates this one to 1985. Pretty cool. Do have that ding there, but hey, it's a player guitar. Next up for this one is gonna be Tom Jacobs Guitars. He does awesome setups for acoustics. So sometimes when we get stuff like this in that needs a little more work than we typically do in-house, bring it to him, and I can't wait to see what he does with this one. This is a very rare J-45. For those who look for J-45s, the 90th anniversary one is it's a pretty hard one to track down. This next one is a little older, and this was my favorite guitar of the 4 that we picked up in Houston. It's in the original case. Here we have a very original 1976 Fender Hardtail Stratocaster in natural. This thing stays in tune really, really well. It sounds great, and this is a great Strat all around. It's actually pretty light too. This is probably like 7.5 pounds, which is pretty light for a hardtail and for a 70s. A lot of these get pretty heavy, so looking for something a little lighter, this is definitely worth taking a look at. Original pickups, the pots have been replaced, the switch has been replaced, but otherwise, this is all original down through the case, so that's pretty cool. Logo's still in really, really nice shape. Sometimes you'll see these kind of get deteriorated a little bit. Nice and sharp here. And last but not least from that lot, we have another Fender. This one is from 2014. This is an American Standard Stratocaster HSS. And what's really cool about this era of American Standards, which was the last era of American Standards before they switched over to the American Professional line, is from the factory. These would have custom shop pickups. So I really, really like that. I kind of love these years of guitars, and this is no exception. What was really cool with this one is the previous owner bought this new and like barely played it, so it was in very, very close to new condition, even with the plastic still on the pickup, plastic still on the pick guard. When this came in, this even had the plastic on the tremolo slot, but I think someone wanted to try this little whammy bar, so we let them do that. But it's got all the case candy, it's got the strap. Yeah, it's got the snacks with it. That's a joke for liability's sake. Got all the tags and everything, so that's pretty cool to see this preserved for 10 years now. Time flies. Now it's time to get into the finds from the guitar show. These are in no particular order, so we'll start here. Here we have a 1985 to 1986 Fender made in Japan thin line Telecaster reissue. This is in really, really nice shape for its age. Some of the hardware and metal pieces show a little bit of wear, but man, I was just really surprised by how well the finish has held up on this one. All original, great example, and it has a nice Fender chainsaw hard case to it. This one came in on a pretty cool trade. This is a Taylor 314 CE. This is a newer one from 2022, if I remember correctly. It's in very nice shape, sounds really good, original hard case, and yeah, obviously well kept. It's been played, so there's a little bit of wear, but great sounding acoustic, and these are great guitars all around. The 300 series is the entry level for the American Taylors, so this is a USA made Taylor, and it definitely shows. And here's a brand that we don't do too much of, but this came our way, and I know actually a lot of you guys had asked about this brand in the comments, so this one is an Eastman T486, which is kind of in the world of a 335. Some cool flame to it. It's kind of like a light cherry, almost watermelon, but a little darker than that. Pretty cool guitar. These ones are made in China, actually, weirdly enough, but they're really, really good. And this is good proof that you can make good guitars anywhere. We definitely prefer to stay in the made in America and made in Japan realm, but we're open to anything if it's good quality. Here we have one of my absolute favorite guitars from the show. This is a Gibson Custom Shop ES-339. I've had a lot of love for these 339s. I know some people love them, some people hate them, but it's kind of right in between a Les Paul and a 335. This one's in really, really nice shape. Good example. No breaks or repairs, all original. This gets my seal of approval. And you get the book. And if this one is a little bit outside your budget, we actually have something that might be a little more budget friendly. And that is an Epiphone Les Paul Custom. We acquired this towards the end of the show. Pretty cool piece. Great guitar for the money. We don't show too many Epiphones in the show. It was just kind of not what I specifically looked for, but if the right deals come along, we definitely get them in from time to time. This is a newer one from 2021, so just a couple years old now. And it comes with a nice Gator hard case, which is not original. Moving down the line, we've got a number of really good Fenders. Start here. This might be my favorite Fenders. Probably is my favorite Fender. Came from our friend John. Shout out to John, Big Hair Nation. This is a 1992 Fender American Vintage 52 reissue Telecaster in the original case, and in very, very nice shape for being from 1992. This guitar is older than I am. It was very well kept. A little bit of play wear, it's definitely been played, but overall an above average shape for its age. Thomas is from 1992 as well, I think. And overall an above average. An above average condition, that's right. And now, if that wasn't your thing, you want that, but the exact opposite. Here's another 52 reissue Telecaster from the American Vintage line. This one is from 1999, but this one is left-handed. We have a few people that ask for left-handed guitars, and here you go. Here we have another. This one is in stunning condition for its age. Like, this thing is almost mint, and it is, what, 25 years old now? So that's pretty crazy. I honestly thought at first this was a newer one, but then I looked at the serial and looked at all the paperwork and everything it came with, and I was like, wow, this is in amazing shape for its age. I don't think this received much play, so this has been very well kept. It comes with all the stuff, as you can see, down to the original 1990s paperwork. You even get the bridge cover. All the things. I love when stuff has all of this. There you go. You can win up to $50,000 when you register your new Fender. Back to the orientation that I can actually play. Very flash flood. Here we have a 1983 Squier JV Stratocaster. This is in the style of a 62 reissue. And from the second year of Fender Japan production. Look at that, you got a JV serial. It's pretty light, plays really, really well. And this is a great guitar all around. If you know, you know. And it's got a nice hard case. This would have not been original to it. This is a little bit newer case than the guitar. Keeping with Fender and keeping with Strats, we have a 2017 Fender American Professional Stratocaster. I like this board. It's like not the exact color I always go for, but it almost has like red tones to it, which is pretty unique. When I first saw this one, I was like, there's something interesting going on with that. I kind of like it. Yeah, get the leather bag. You even got the sticker that would have originally been on the pickguard. It's got the book. It's got some of the case. I think it's got all the case candy actually. Pop-in tremolo arm. It's got the tags. It's all here. I think this was the last Fender I picked up at the show. Not just in today's video, but actually like in the timeline of the show. This is a 1995 Fender American Standard Telecaster. Look at that. Close enough. There it is. No tags or case candy or anything like that with this one, but super solid guitar, ready to be played. This one plays really, really good. It's definitely got some wear. You can see like right here. Finish is wearing through a little bit. Kind of as you'd expect for a guitar that is almost 30 years old now. I still don't consider 90s vintage. Some people are starting to call early 90s stuff vintage. I don't subscribe to that. But.
You can call it maybe retro.
That's so crazy to think about. Like, to me, there's no Mexico-made Fender yet that I would think is like vintage or retro. Like, not that I think it's necessarily modern. Some of them are obviously older at this point, as they started making them in like the early 90s, but it's just great. They're kind of oddballs for us. This one is really unique, and I can't wait to make a real, or at least, short form video on this, but this is an Ibanez XING model IMG 2010, and this is a synth guitar. This also came with a rack unit that had a bunch of synth sounds in it, so you can use this as a controller for that. It's got the cable, it's got this adapter. We haven't figured out what this does yet.
It's not original to the guitar.
No, it is not. But we have it, and we will include it. I'm excited to actually spend some time with this one, as since we got back, I haven't had a chance to take this out and figure out what's going on here. But probably like my least favorite, but that's just due to taste. There's nothing wrong with this guitar, it's just not a very Alex guitar. And that is it's a Jackson, as you can see. And it's a large Jackson. This is a Jackson Kelly Star from 2000. It's got the Duncan design humbuckers. It's got a Floyd Rose type locking tremolo, a little bit of a flame to the top. And yeah, if you rock, if you shred, this might be for you. Not my favorite. It does play really, really well, and I definitely have respect for like these kind of guitars. Not typically what I would reach for, but this example is actually in really nice shape. It's not even like chipped up here. A lot of these will get chipped up there, and that's no fun. But yeah, this is a pretty well-kept example that is, I believe, all original, so that's pretty cool. You know what? I'm noticing we didn't really buy much of any other basses. But here we have Silver Burst Fender Jaguar bass. This is the Troy Sanders model from Mastodon. This is a classy bass. I really, really like this. Nice board, love the block inlays, cool pickup setup. What's not to love here? Look at that. I'm assuming that's the Mastodon logo for those who celebrate. This is a newer Gibson Les Paul Modern with a figured top. Cool blue burst, blue flame for those who are into that. And this is cool because it's got contour. Lots of cool modern appointments. You get stock locking tuners, which I really, really like. This one is from 2023. So it was very, very new. And once again, you get all the stuff with it. You get the strap, you get some paperwork, you get some tags. Very well kept example. From what I remember, the previous owner bought this new and then he decided, okay, I actually want a Tele. So then we ended up doing a deal for a Tele. So he's got a nice vintage Tele and we got a Les Paul. There was a number of guitars though that I did not get. So these two are actually new guitars, which as you guys know, we don't do too much new, but we are right across from Brinson Guitars. And we were talking shop all weekend, talking about music and all kinds of good stuff. And we ended up making a deal on these two guitars and we were happy to take these on. Check these out both on our site at flashradio.com as well as brinsonguitars.com. They've got lots of cool models and you should check them out. Also got some pedals. I know we got more pedals than this, but these were probably the three coolest ones. We got the Alexander Sci-Fi Flanger. We got the ACS-1 from Walrus Audio with this infamous sticker with it. And from JHS Pedals, we've got the Sweet Tea V3. I'm very excited to check this one out in particular as I haven't got a chance to use one of these yet. So the last thing we'll show you guys was this Morgan PR12. Really, really cool amp. I love that this just has volume on it. There's no like gain, so it starts nice and clean, and as you crank it, it just gets more and more broken up to the point where it's pretty rowdy. So I like that amp. It's a pretty manageable volume, so it gets my seal of approval once again. As I mentioned before, we also did some shopping around the Dallas-Fort Worth area while we were out there, and we shot a dedicated video on that. We had a bunch of other great finds from that trip, but we are going to save those finds for that video, so be on the lookout for that. It'll be out in the coming weeks. Let me know down below in the comments, what was your favorite guitar from this video? Mine's probably the ES-339, as it's just such a great playing guitar. Love Gibson semi-hollows, and that's a good one. If you're interested in any of this stuff, we're gonna have a pinned comment down below with a curated collection of all of this stuff, as well as some other cool finds we got while we were in Texas. If you want any other info on any of this stuff, check it out at flashradio.com. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. It really does help out, and we will see you in another video soon. Bye.